Okay, more black. The interesting thing about this one is normally we think about having white around the eyes, and so we do have the white here, so that was looking kind of natural. But in our picture, our reference picture, notice that it has black around the eyes too, like heavy makeup going on for this wolf. And so this area that was all white is eventually going to be all black. And the thing I have to be cognizant of, I need to make sure that that rounded area is rounded. I'm going to turn this a little bit so I can actually get the tip of my brush in here so as to make this part rounded. Like that. And so let's dab some more of this black in here. It was a pretty big area underneath anyway. Trying to eliminate all the little flashes of white that are in there. Looks like it can be just a little thicker actually up on top here. Like that. Let's bounce over to this one too. So this is kind of the outside of it. And then remember, the inside is the rounded part, so I want to use the tip of the brush right here. Twist it around a little bit like that. That needs to be, there we go, that's a little more rounded. I just need to be able to see the tip of the brush so I can see where I'm putting the paint. And there does go up above a little bit. Now you'll notice we did leave a little bit of a reflected light in there. Catch light, a lot of times is what they call that, a catch light. And then underneath, like that. And so now it looks like it's looking like our wolfie. Now over here, this was another area that we had. This is kind of a partial area. Some of it I left. Some of it was white. Got to make sure we get plenty of the black here. And this is a white area we're covering up. I guess one of the things that's nice about the black paint is that it's what you see is what you get. It's not, when it dries, it's not like it's going to change value too terribly much. And so it's kind of, it's an opaque application. Opaque meaning you can't see through it. Some of our other applications have not been that way. They've been transparent. And so you've been able to see the white of the paper. That's, in fact, that's how we get all those different values that we have. The lights, the mediums, the darks, is we use that paper and make a thin wash of it. But these areas are heavy black. And so they're a little bit, they're opaque. if we start working with, if we're working with oils or acrylics, they're going to be opaque as well. So that's definitely what you see is what you get on those. I'm trying to make it so all the little sticky outy things are pointing back towards the eyes. That helps facilitate the actual look of the wolf if we can keep that into account. Like that. There's a big black area right here. And I'm also trying to stick out some pointy parts that point once again back in this direction. Mix up some more black. I will say after the black paint dries, it's true that it's not going to change value too much, but it changes the reflection, the sheen of it, right? When it's wet, it looks all shiny on those, and so as it dries, it loses that shine. And I think there's a little black part right here too. Don't have those big blaring white areas here anymore, huh? Like that. That's come along pretty well. I think some of the last parts I have, I'm just going to want to make some accounting. These ones were the dark gray. We need to go into the mouth now, huh? Mouth and nose. For that I need to goop up some more paint. All my paint is utilize that up. Okay, and so the nozzle is black. I'm using more of the tip of the brush here so I have a little bit more control. For placement of the black value on the nose, I want to leave that little hooked in part like that. That's part of the structure. Kind of like that. I'll use this little hook part in there too, leave that structure. There we go. Now let's fill that in. So that's looking like a nose. Well, that's pretty cool. And then lastly, we have a little bit of the mouth coming here. And I will use, once again, the tip of the brush to help guide that placement so I have a little bit more control. Kind of like that. Okay, let me kind of poke around and see what we got here. Got that, got that. Got these pieces over here. That's looking pretty good. Up around here. I think we've kind of accounted for most all of the places, and so now our wolf is a little bit more wolfish on that, and so that should be the completion. The last part is applying those dark values as you get in there. I'm thinking to myself, I wanted actually this area over here is a little bit too white for a corner. Corners are tough because they pull your eye. There's a strong sense of the lines. Like I have a line coming right down like this. I have a line going across like this. So you have those two dominant lines are pointing in a single direction. And if you leave, if you have your corner as white, it will kind of draw your eye there. And so maybe if we come in here and put in some at least some sort of values to kind of shade in that edge, that corner. Then it will look, it won't draw your eye as much, and it'll kind of frame in the picture. So that's an adjustment we're making just with that. So that's trying to frame that in, push the viewer back up into the face itself on those, and so we can see the wolf on that. And I think that is it for doing those last bits. That last bit is a quickie on that one, a quick part on that. There's not that many black areas, but they definitely do finish off the wolf and make it look proper on those. And that's it.